Hello and welcome to another draft with Shadowwolf 252. As you can see, I am in a Return to Ravnica draft queue this time. Really, my main reason for doing this is that the only guild I have yet to draft is the Golgari Swarm, so it's supposedly one of the hardest to draft, if not the hardest, but maybe we'll get a good one, a good bomb in Golgari that is, and we'll be able to draft an interesting green-black deck. So we'll see when the draft starts. Okay, and welcome. So, unfortunately, I am not in love with this first pack. Well, Thought Flare is great, but it's not something that I'd prefer a creature to take right away. And we have the Thought Flare and Goblin Necromancer are pretty nice in an Izzet deck, but again, it's the sort of thing that I'd prefer to open like a Hypersonic Drake for. That being said, there's some good cards here, but there's nothing that I would take and say, oh, put me in this color. Follow the Gavel is pretty not good. Goblin Ooze is okay. I'll take the Thought Flare, but, oh, well, this might be what we were looking for. Dragmangler is probably one of the best Golgari cards, so, let's take that one. I wonder what they took. It was clearly a rare that they took out of it. So, I actually like Slitherhead. I'm not too sure how good it is in draft. So, well, there's actually quite a fair bit of stuff I'd like to get back here. The Sewer Shambler, the Drudge Beetle, all decent cards. This is actually pretty okay. Hopefully we'll get some good cards out of it later. Here, if we do want to go on with our Golgari, Rakdos Shred Freak might be okay. Well, actually, Ogre Jailbreaker is nice if we get a gate, and it keeps in with a black theme. So, but on the other hand, I do sort of feel like a Shred Freak or a Chainwalker might be a little bit better. But at the same time, not so keen on going 3 colors, but I think the Shred Freak might be okay here. It's not the best. I think the Chainwalker, definitely if we were Rakdos, the Chainwalker would be better, but this will commit us less to red-green. I think here Trestle Troll is actually, although the Stormfarer Crocodile is nice, Trestle Troll is an all-around good defender. So, this Locust is, I think it's not nearly as bad as people think it is, but that's only if you have a way to decently discard it, which so far we do not. Still, it is a decent, 3/3 flyer is okay, although I would definitely hope that we're not playing this solely, that we get this into the graveyard somehow too. I think I'll take the Crocodile here. Let's see, most people don't play Mana Bloom. It's the rare. Let me see, what does it do? I'm not in love with it. There's nothing we're particularly ramping into. I'd actually be willing to take an Aerial Predation here as a sideboard. The Goblin Ooze now would actually work pretty well, although a Giant Growth is also useful as a combat trick. Although, I'm not sure which to take here, because we'll probably get back another Giant Growth, but maybe not, and I actually think it'll be a little bit more useful than a Goblin Ooze, just because Goblin Ooze is a bit expensive. One thing that I am worried about is, generally, what is it called? The Sluice-Face Scorpion is a pretty big one. Oh, the Golgari Decoy. This actually is a pretty annoying one. It's an easy way to get into the graveyard, and it can be... I actually had an Izzet draft where that really just screwed me over, because I had a bunch of walls, and they all had to block the decoy, but they couldn't kill him because they had zeroed this. Anyway, I think here the Drudge Beetle is better. Fogulate is more of a... The Druid's Deliverance is definitely more of a Selesnya card. Nothing here for us, really. The most annoying thing against this would be Paralyzing Grasp, I guess. Actually, I'll take the Guild Gate here. Just a little. The Crocodile is okay, but I feel like, I don't know, I'd just rather have, I always want a Guild Gate and then never end up getting it, so we'll see. Actually here, one of the best things for us is a Dagger Dome Imp. I mean, the V2 guy's a Guild Mage is a nice card, and it definitely will send the signal that Selesnya is open, but let's try this whole Golgari thing. Might as well have some fun. The Dagger Dome Imp is really good because it's a good target to scavenge onto. I'll take the Rakdos Cackler here. It's a very solid black card. Or black-red, but in this card it's very clearly only red. Here, Mind Rot, I think really isn't where we want to go. So I will go ahead and take the Rakdos Shred Freak. Also, I do think I passed up a Deviant Glee somewhere. That's a card that I'd be willing to take. Although it's not as useful without the red activation. Maybe we'll end up splashing red. So far I haven't seen any wonderful red Rakdos creatures to support it. I'll actually take another Dagger Dome Imp. Oh, well, Selesnya is definitely open. I think the Scorpion is the better chance here. We don't really need the mana fixing of the Guardian. I'm surprised that there's all these. I'm really beginning to think that maybe I should splash some white, but we don't really have lots of tokens, so. Wild Beastmaster is actually, although I would love to get the Grizzly Salvage back because then you can put stuff like the Locust in, but the Wild Beastmaster is great here because you can scavenge onto her, and she'll make your. I actually think I'll go with the Sewer Shambler here. It's a good, although, well, Savage Surge just helped me so much in that Selesnya deck. I feel like it'd be a pretty decent one here too. Hopefully the thing will come back. The Terra Swarm I'm not too keen on, but at the same time, it's something that we could possibly play. Definitely not Conjured Currency. The Archweaver is quite expensive. I don't know if I really want to play it. I'll take it, but I probably won't play it. Here, Cremate's actually a good sideboard against a Golgari deck, so we'll see. Not too keen. Honestly, I actually think that Mind Rot is better than the Horncaller's Chant, but it sort of doesn't want to fit in to the whole Golgari theme. It really does focus more on the creatures as would any green deck. Here, nothing too great, but I'll take the Catacomb Slug. I think it's a little bit better than the Guardian. Axebane Guardian. No, nothing here for us, really. That was also something that I have absolutely no intention of playing. I'm a little bit afraid that I didn't really have any good reason to go into Golgari. But we'll see. Okay, here I'll take another Drudge Beetle, honestly. Treasured Find is okay, but it's sort of anti-synergistic with Scavenge because those things will be exiled. So I think having a nice bear would be useful here. Kinetic Lantern is really pretty good if you're trying to splash tons of colors, but we're not, so I think that it would be a bit of a waste for us. World Spend 1. So here, actually, Chorus of Might is a really good combat trick, but I'm actually tempted to take the Sewer Shambler. I've just been wanting to take them for a while, but they never come back around. Worldspine Worm is also way too expensive for 11 mana. We will never see that. I think I'd rather get the Shambler than the Scorpion. So here I'm also a little bit torn. Let's see, what could we want? We could take another Drudge Beetle. We have 2. Take a Sewer Shambler. Rites of Reaping is actually pretty okay as a removal spell, and we actually don't have too many of those, so I will go ahead and take it. Yeah, I realize that I've been skimping on the removal a little bit, but I guess I haven't even seen tons. I'll take a Stonefarer Crocodile here. Definitely the Guildmage. The Guildmage is actually quite decent. I'm glad that we were able to get it. Okay, so some options here. Draintran Vermin, it's okay. The Locust. I feel like we haven't really had much chance to discard. All of our Grizzly Savages never came back. The Militant is actually okay. It's a nice aggressive card, but I actually think that we might want a Perilous Shadow. Now we get a Grizzly Salvage. I will definitely take that. It's pretty decent in Golgari. I'll take the Launch Party. I think it's a little bit better than the Rites of Reaping. It's less expensive and less conditional too. Nothing really for us. I can take a Treasured Find, but I actually don't like it so much. I mean, I guess it's playable, but I guess we can bring back something like Giant Growth or the what was it? Savage Surge. It should be here somewhere. Yeah. I'll actually take a Chorus of Might. It's a pretty great combat trick. I'm surprised it went this late. I'd take it over the Scorpion. I did see it. I just, I think, as we learned last time, the combat tricks can be pretty great. So a Drudge Beetle or a Sewer Shambler? Drudge Beetle is cheaper, but Sewer Shambler is cheaper. Scavenge, and we already have 2 Drudge Beetles, so might as well take the second Sewer Shambler. Nothing really good here. I'm not a big fan of Destroy the Evidence. I don't think it's a very good card. Yeah, we're not going to be milling here, unless we might want to destroy our own land, I guess, but I'll take a Druid's Deliverance, but not really. Glory Longlung is okay. Yeah, green was actually quite open. I'm surprised at how much stuff we got past. Definitely those 2 Selesnya, the Vitu-Ghazi Guildmage. But might as well have some fun with Golgari, although definitely Selesnya is the easier of the 2 guilds to draft. So probably convert mana cost, and I actually just realized that I never did this during the actual taking of stuff, drafting. So, oh well. Let's see, what do we want? I actually do like the decoy. It can lead to some fun situations. Let's see. I'll actually take the Locust. We can put it in with our thing. Launch Party for sure. Sewer Shamblers. Perilous Shadow is a really good one. Of course, I might. Oh, and definitely. I'm actually pretty okay with this. I mean, maybe we might want to put some more, some faster things like Rakdos. I'm actually not a big fan of Rakdos Shed Freak. And I think we actually have a fair bit of, cheaper creatures. How many True Drops do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's actually pretty okay. I mean, you know, it's not Boros deck fast, but this is not Boros, so... oh, and definitely, Gate. Treasured Find, I really think it can help later on, but for right now, I think it's just... Why not have something else that we would like? Although it could... Okay, so Treasured Find could possibly become anything that's gone to the graveyard, like a Chorus of Might, for example, but at the same time, I feel like it's the sort of thing that if you don't really need it, it's just wasting a spot in your hand. I mean, it's definitely not unplayable, but I think that for right now, this is the best. Druid's Deliverance, no, like I said, it's really... Fogs aren't so useful. This one is mainly useful for the populate, but we don't have any creature tokens here, so... Let's add our land. Suggest shouldn't be too hard. An even split between green and black. And let's submit. And I will see you guys during the first round.